Hey everybody, this is Daryl Davey in the game room with Oaken Hollow Games. Just doing our weekly check-in. It's been a little bit quieter on the feeds. It's been nice weather and beautiful days, and I haven't had the heart to work on stuff when it was so nice and getting outside. The positive end of that is usually it helps fuel me to do some more stuff once they get back down. And spring is always a really good time for me to start thinking. It just gets me amped and pumped and ready to go. Hey, Katie, how's it going? Yeah, especially when it comes to like Graveyard Smash, for some reason, I'm always thinking of zombies in the spring. Maybe it's everything's coming back to life, including the zombies. But at any rate, I'm just doing a quick check-in to see how everyone is doing, making sure you're surviving our winter storm, which is the other side of the coin here in Minnesota. A few things. In the title, you see a link to Games Day Play. They have... we are partnered up now where we will be selling Oaken Hollow game products through them. So currently, I did the official drop-off. They have physical copies of All Hallows Eve. With them, they are still online at this point, but they are going... Oh man, sorry about the shadow on my face here. Poor video quality. But they are still currently online, so if you need things like sleeves or Pokemon cards, Magic, all that kind of stuff, they have access to their online. And then hopefully by early to midsummer, right around when we're hoping to get Skirmish out, they will be opening up the doors to the building, is the hope. They just had a news article through the Pine Journal, so if you want to learn some more about them, you can go to their site or find the Pine Journal page on that. And really, they're seeming to be a company that's after my own heart, like here, where we try to be very open, especially to new game designers and people who are interested in the hobby, of just saying, like, hey, I would like to make this game. How do I make that possible? And when I had started, I went and did research and talked with people, and they were all fairly, honest. Like, it does take money to get big scale, but kind of rude and disheartening, and I feel that we've been able to do stuff from nothing. You just have to set your expectations where they are and work hard and know kind of what you can do and know you're going to be doing a lot of that, all the work, rather than being able to hire everybody out, especially in the beginning. But it's entirely possible to start small and make a game that people enjoy. And so this the Gameplay Stay is very similar, where they want to have an open community where aimed even at like young families and a place to stay, because for those of you outside of Cloquet, this won't matter maybe as much. You may have your own game store, but Cloquet has been in desperate need of a place for maybe some of the kids who aren't as outdoorsy or sportsy. There's not a whole lot to do in Cloquet. We have a movie theater, love it. We used to have a bowling alley, that's gone. And like I said, just maybe you're not at the parks, or maybe you're not into a lot of walking around or whatever else, and there just needs to be more to do. We had, my friend Sam Miner and I had some things going on before, maybe where we were opening up a store, and just finances and stuff fell through. So I'm really glad that someone was able to finally fill that void, because it's certainly not the first people who have talked about it, but they're the first people to actually make enough of an oomph to get a space and get things going and have an online presence and stuff. So that is amazing. And their goal to be family friendly and open and have space for people to come and play games and do stuff together as like a community hub is going to be really, really neat. So with them there, and then the Rise of the Podcast people down the street and all the goodies that they're doing, kind of making almost like a Make It Lab. I think that West End area is going to be really, really neat in the upcoming years here as things start coming through. So please be sure to check them out and kind of be involved with that. A lot of folks do like having like a physical website. I guess that's the best way to describe it, to go grab their things. So now there is a medium to go through that. Otherwise, again, you can always just contact me personally through the Facebook group or Messenger, email, and we can get those games. But from this point on, at this time, Oak and Hollow Games will be putting all of their stuff through. So right now they have All Hallows Eve stuff. When Graveyard Smash comes out and Skirmish comes out, we will also be sending copies their way for that as well. So just another way for you guys to get that, as well as your other gaming needs. And I know I have talked to them about getting some of the fun accessories. So, like, I have tarot size cards in All Hallows Eve. So I've talked to them about getting tarot sleeves quick and available. So when you pick up your game through them, you can also pick up sleeves, and they're protected from pop or beer or whatever you're playing your game nights with. And that's all ready to go just right from them. So make sure to check them out, and you'll be hearing more about that as they roll out, and I'll make sure to tell you guys when they finally open their doors, which again is probably going to be early midsummer. We'll see. I'm certainly not the one to say, but it'll be good to have when it's here. Going on more on our side of things, I haven't, if I'm being honest, haven't made a lot of progress on getting the rule book laid out for Skirmish. I pushed real hard to get all the art assets and stuff ready, and I just know it's going to be a chore, and with the weather having been nice, I couldn't bear to stand in front of a computer more than I do normally. So that has not gotten farther, but once I start, I'll get on a roll. That'll be through, and that's about the end of it. Boxing and stuff for that, but Skirmish should be ready to go here shortly. And then news for All Hallows Eve, the Graveyard Smash. I just contacted the guy who designs the tiles, a good buddy of mine from college. Zach B is going to be working on two-sided tiles for Graveyard Smash, and I'll be showcasing those more in the future. But what I've done for these ones, I went really back and forth because it's a new area and I wanted to have that vibe. And for those of you who watched in the past, when I did like Zombies when I was young, or other games that just don't, they have a new area but they don't mesh well, or was there going to be a new goal that you had to meet in this new area? So now there's like another win scenario, and Phil and some others really, we went back and forth a lot, and sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. And then I've said 1,000 times how Zombies is one of my favorite games. It got difficult when you'd mash one or two together or more, and it would just make some odd stuff. So what we decided to do is, for future expansions, the only exception I think even that'll have it. There will be two-sided tiles, just like the All Hallows Eve game, but one side will have your typical town map. So there will be new layouts of the town. So for those of you who have it, it'll be 4 new tiles, because there's 2 new monsters, 2 new tiles. We might go up to 6. I think I'm just doing 4 each. So it accommodates just that. Where it's 4 tiles that look like the town, with a new layout, so you get some new designs and new ways to work your trick-or-treaters or your monsters around. And then the flip side will be the same layout. So let's say it's an L bend and there's 3 houses in a particular order. The other side will be the same L bend, and they'll have mausoleums instead, and then that side will look like a graveyard. So if you're just playing with the Graveyard Smash, or you just want to add a graveyard into All Hallows Eve, it'll still be functioning that way, but it's not this weird, hi, Katie now, how's it going? The designs will mesh a little bit better, and if you're like me, where I'm like, oh, it just looks too different, I gotta keep it the same, it'll all look like a town, and then the other side will be a graveyard. So it should be pretty fun to have that out and fully capable of merging in with the old games. And like I said, if you want to have a graveyard in the middle of your old All Hallows Eve maps, then that works just as well. They'll be exactly the same, so you're not missing out by playing one side or the other. Like I said, it's going to be 4 new tiles for sure now, and I might bump that up to 6 depending on time and stuff. But for now, I think 4 is probably what we'll be doing. And again, my friend Zach Bodiner is going to be doing those. So excited to finally get those rolling, because that was one of the last big things on that we needed to do. Because I don't think I'm doing a rule book or anything extra like that for it, because you need the original game, and you don't need the rules when you have the original game, or the dice and that kind of stuff. So, and that hopefully makes an expansion not as expensive to add all those things in there. But those are the big updates I can think of. Gameplay stay, and yep, the tiles. And I think, this week's supposed to be kind of miserable. Weather-wise, again, not miserable. I shouldn't say that. It's above 30. Anything above 30 is nice, right? Right? I'll take it. So I'll probably get some more of the computer work done this week, so we can keep moving on that way. As soon as I get those new tile designs out, I'll show people what those look like, and I'll probably order a physical set to play on and see what those are like. And then, I guess last thing is, had a fun, was a life update on my end, is I had a really fun time. We went out to Jake Cook, rented one of their cabins. I had a friend come up. He's been doing some winter camping, and I don't have all the winter gear. We do a lot of stuff in the summer. But he came up and ended up having to go. Sorry, Sam, the B minor. You missed out on a good time. But Kyle Michaelsberger, Jeremy Scholler, and Josh Roper all came and hung out, and we had an awesome time. I know I put some pictures up, but we got some dominoes and more games of Commander than I can imagine. Josh, he's one of our play testers. He's seen All Hallows Eve a lot, but somehow has always missed the days where we're playing either Graveyard Smash or All Hallows Eve. And he's been a big guy for Skirmish. He was the one that helped bring the Necromancer and the Barbarian to Skirmish. So always good to have him around. So he got to play All Hallows Eve for the first time out in a cabin in the woods as it's storming outside. How cool is that? Just tons of gaming got in and fills my heart up. It's nice to actually sit down and play games when most of the time I'm making them. So, it again, another thing to fill the cup. So, I think that's about it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. As always, I love to hear what you've played over the weekend. So if that's something you want to post up on there, you have picture, even if it's not Oak and Hollow games, you sat down and you played some games this weekend, and you've taken some pictures with you and your friends, post them to our site. We'd love to see that kind of stuff, see what people are interested in, because then we know, a lot of people are playing card games, or a lot of people are playing dice games. We can start to design games towards your interests. So, so again, thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I may or may not be doing some check-ins throughout the week, but if nothing else, I will see you next weekend. You have a wonderful week.